Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, some side notes. I had this written down in my notes in regards to this trade, but I couldn't read my own writing. But there was another player involved in the trade headed to the Utah Jazz. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Excuse me. That was the services of Nickeil Alexander Walker. Nickeil Alexander Walker, uh, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's cousin. He's headed up to Minnesota uh, with Mike Conley and those three picks. Um, so that does change the framework of the trade, or rather how I see the trade a little bit. It gives Minnesota more back. Nickeil Alexander Walker is a good young player that has not been able to land anywhere since he left New Orleans. But when he was in New Orleans, showed some extremely real upside. So as far as I can tell, maybe things just haven't. He hasn't found a good landing spot. Maybe Minnesota can take him and turn him into what it is that I think New Orleans had, as to which they would be getting something out of nothing, so to speak. As I say, try to find a player like that doesn't have any value and try to raise him up to something. I think that was a good acquisition for them in that way. So little stuff like that is what these type of teams need to do. Get these little Nickeil Alexander Walker guys that people think are bust but really popped a long time ago and then stopped getting minutes. Bring them to your team when you're in a situation like Minnesota or the Lakers or the Clippers like that. Bringing them to your team and give them the roles that other teams are afraid to. And that's where you'll have the trade equity to possibly get something out of nothing when you don't have anything. So I like it for them, and I wanted to make that adjustment clear. So also, since we're here, Utah, from what I understand, they're not done moving. It's been reported that they're going to take basically everything, all of it, and shop it. They have 16 picks, first round picks, Markkanen, Sexton, Agbaje, bunch of second round picks as well. They want to offer all of it tomorrow to the field. Yeah. I'm not surprised to see that happen because they are on a vicious rebuild. And when I say vicious, I mean like extreme tank mission. And what ended up happening was the pieces that they put together just clicked so dang well that they look like the best team in the league to start the season. So it became weird for them. It was like, okay, do we trade all this stuff or do we just move forward? But the season started leveling out. They became what it is that they ultimately were supposed to be, which is a decent to really solid basketball club. But at the same time, it's like we still have all this stuff and our intentions were the same to rebuild. And we couldn't really necessarily see ourselves moving forward with the stuff that we got in this trade. But we can kind of make it play really, really well and then trade at the trade deadline. Well, up until this point, it didn't look like the Utah Jazz were doing that. But this is Danny Ainge we're talking about. So he was playing his whatever. How do they say that? Played it close to the chest. His cards or whatever. So in my mind, at this point, it's gonna be kind of interesting to see who all involves the Utah Jazz and whatever big deals are gonna be doing. Um, that sounds like somebody who's gearing up to try to go after Kevin Durant. That's what that sounds like. That sounds like somebody who wants to make a super team in Utah right now, which is kind of that's misguided. But check, like doing what the Lakers did. If you look at what we did, obviously we took one pick and turned it into a bunch of stuff. So teams need to be very careful as to understand that. And mind you, we had a salary dump that cost to get rid of. So if you can do what you're supposed to do and looking for the right stuff, maybe you can get lucky and find yourself in this position the Lakers were in, to where you needed a certain thing that someone just happened to need to get rid of. And so it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it is a science that people are studying every day, this cap thing. So I think it's a good chance the Utah Jazz get a lot of stuff moved. Maybe not everything. And certainly maybe not getting no Kevin Durant. But when you see a package like that on the move tomorrow, if you're a team that wants to get rid of a superstar and want to reset your timeline, like say, I don't know, the Lakers, you could send AD to Utah for that package. for that package, reset your entire timeline, move forward, and then do a bunch of little deals like you did with them first round picks today, and just continue to bring yourself a bunch of stuff that's just custom made for whatever your dream is, because that's exactly what that can do for you. So, not to say that that's what I would do if I'm a Laker fan. If I'm the Lakers, not with LeBron James on tab, probably not. But yeah, that's exactly what I want the Lakers to do. If, as a fan who wants to reset my timeline, you do that. You take AD and you send him straight to Utah in this deal and take back as much of that stuff as we can put on our books. As much of it as possible. All the picks, everything, and marketing, of course. And I'm not sure you wouldn't actually be very happy you did it. given the injury history with AD, given how much all those picks can actually be broken down to in different separate trades. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. If I'm a superstar, if I'm a team with a superstar that I absolutely don't love, I might actually do that. I kid you not. I might actually do that. You may not even see it coming, but I'll be like, you know what? This dude ain't really that. He is that, but he ain't that. Not in the sense where I can reset my entire timeline with what Utah's offering. Some of these super tall $150 million contracts, I shoot them over to Utah right now. Some of the dudes y'all think are absolutely immovable, but I know you can't build nothing around these dudes. The boot. They'll be gone tomorrow. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I think Utah is in a really, really interesting position. I would not give up all that in a last second trade deadline move. Absolutely not. I would just be willing to part with as much of it as necessary to get absolutely everything I want. But to say that you're just going to throw it out there into the field for like Kevin Durant and say Anthony Davis, you trade all that for those two players or something like that, you're going to wish to God you didn't do that. You're going to wish to God you didn't do that. The good thing about all this for Utah fans is that's Danny Ainge. He ain't going to do that. Danny Ainge is going to make sure he gets everything he wants for that stuff. So, yeah, man. I think Utah did a great job hiring him, and I'm pretty excited to see what he does tomorrow. I also won't be surprised if nothing really big happens in regards to all that stuff that he has. Some of it can't get moved, but as far as what he's putting on the block, are you trying to pick up LeBron? Like, what in the world are you trying to buy with that much in hand? So that was something I thought was worth putting on this video as well. But that was it. I just wanted to add some more highlights to the video that I just made. And I encourage everybody to go check out all those videos I've been making because this has been a very good day for this channel. So that's what I got, man. BDL44. Go Lakers. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.